Rare Thursday dev stream. Yesterday was I was clearly inadequately in the mood to dev stream due to random errors that all turned out to be nothing. So today hopefully I can do a little bit more. In order to not lose track of things, I'm going to make an actual checklist of what needs to be done. So in the recording side, I've done the main thing, which is assigning track numbers. Hello, Lucy. Hello, Lucy in chat. What happened to BSD? You going to run the BSD userland on top of Linux? On the recording side, I need black frames. So the idea here is I want to be able to have everything be timed correctly. So I need to have just some empty frames that I can use to fill in the beginning time, which I don't currently have. I could also use them to fill in the end times, if I need them there. This needs to be 2 frames, a I frame, and a P frame. Although I probably don't really care. It could just be an I frame. Do I need anything else on the recording side? I need better indicating and I need better error handling. I particularly need better error handling. So I know that there are partial ports of the BSD userland to Linux, but I don't know of any that have made it particularly far. Yeah, the indication is actually a major problem right now. It's very, very lacking. Chimera utils. Okay, and on download, it's just to say processing. I need to generate blanks to fill in the beginning, which means I'm going to need FPS processing, generate blanks. Mux. And also, I need to say something other than mux or multiplex, which is even worse, which is what mux is short for. What are you supposed to say? Merge? Mix is incorrect, but it might be something that people understand. Anyway, that's a later concern. Okay, where do I currently stand? Good, I have nothing here. This is beta non-local forage. I think I'm actually going to continue work just in the beta branch. Yuck. Fuse. So let me describe where this is needed. This is one of those UI by a programmer. The big problem is the programmer doesn't know how to exist in the same world as a user, and so what makes sense to me makes no sense to the average user. So when you go to do a download, after loading the information, you get this user interface, and you can choose all of these formats, and I've made it so that it doesn't show you very many formats, but if there's video, then the video stream and the audio stream are, of course, really separate, but I can mux those together. Render, so this is another part of the problem, Lucy, in chat, is that, I definitely don't want to use the word render, because that is just plain incorrect. I Yeah, rare Thursday stream, Joshua. Like, I want to use a word that tells users the right thing, but also that doesn't bother me. Like, I can't tolerate the idea of using a word that is actually a lie. Like, it's not rendering. Mux is what FFmpeg uses. It's multiplexing. But FFmpeg was not designed for humans. Ooh, combine. Oh, combine. Combine is exactly it, Lucy. That people will understand what that means. Still video stuff, Joshua. Same stuff I was working on yesterday, but back in the saddle. I may or may not remember to look at that later, Lucy and Chad. I ultimately, I do not at this current hour have as much of a revulsion for GNU as you appear to. I think something that made my degree of revulsion for GNU go down is when GNOME stopped being a GNU project, when GNOME sort of separated themselves from GNU, because GNOME is so horrendously awful that it, like, dragged down GNU by its presence. Yeah, okay, so all of this is still just figuring out the remote stuff. What do you mean Emacs in your OS? Emacs is an OS, Lucy. Emacs is the only OS you need. This is confusingly written because the media stream track processor actually should have a web codecs encoder on there too. Media stream track, yeah, use video, TP reader. Oh, so when does? Okay, that actually happens in the step I'm calling packetizing. That's confusing. All design decisions feel sensible when they're made. Only hindsight is 2020, as they say, and I've decided to add the word only to for some reason. So actually, this quote-unquote packetizing stream, yeah, I'm reading directly from the media stream track processor, but I'm passing that into the video encoder, and it's the video coder that's actually producing the packet stream, correct? Output becomes, yes, a packet, okay. Okay, that's a little bit silly, but that's fine. Is that a universal truism of Ash, Lucy, or is that because if I recall, Ash has become a multi-term. Yeah, exactly. BusyBox Ash is not Ash, although it is Ash. Like, I think there was an original Ash, and then it got like human centipeded into BusyBox. So I should update this comment to make it clear that this is encoding and packetizing. I mean, all of the ones that aren't in the family of the seashell are derivatives of the Born shell. Ash is supposed to taste like the Born shell. Even ZSH is, albeit quite or ZSH is, albeit quite a distant relative, is a derivative in, not theory, in spirit of the Born shell. Okay, so what I need is well, I don't remember if ZSH is actually POSIX compatible either. I mean, there's weird shells out there that are more mixed, but there are mostly only two families, and then there's a bunch of sort of non-families. I mean, if you really want to get away from GNU-like things, then I mean, so this is a weird. You're gonna really get me into a tangent here, but like, I don't give a shit about POSIX anymore because macOS is officially Unix, and macOS is one of the worst operating systems I've ever had the displeasure of using. So, like, the POSIX standards obviously aren't good enough for me, and thus, like, who gives a shit? Am I really treating it as an any? That just feels grotesque, but fine, it'll be an any. Do I have libav headers here? Libav. What? The hell did I import the entire thing as a... I'm deeply confused because I don't know where it's finding those interfaces. Whatever, we're just gonna stick with it. So this will just be an any array or null. I'm getting into the habit of doing or null now, but you can tell that a lot of these I was not yet in that habit. Very learned to null check on Java. So when I am doing this phase, I guess what I need to do, grotesquely enough, is make a second video encoder that is meant just for blank frames. Oh god, it just occurred to me. All zeros isn't a blank frame in YUV 420. Oh god, how do you even do a blank frame in YUV 420? Shit. Oh, nobody has any idea what the hell I'm talking about. Pixel format YUV 420p. Video size 2x2, make it easy. I dev 0 frames 1. Oh wait, no. I want to input as I want to output as YUV 420 so that I can see what actually happened. Format P raw video. I don't have XXD installed. Okay, hex dump will do. Oh god, I'm getting like range problems. Okay, that's better. So this is the Y channel. The U and V channels are both neutral or both in the middle? Why? You know what? I'm not going to pretend like I remember why that is what it is. I guess... No, that never... Why would neutral hue... Like, there is no neutral hue. It's a color wheel. I don't know. I don't understand. Well, except it's not, because it's rotation around the red and green axes. Oh, God. Fine. 80-80 is 0. It's whatever. Just have a minor mental breakdown here. Okay, so this does have the width and height, so it should be fine. Oh, you know what? Maybe it doesn't matter that, maybe I don't actually care about this detail, because I think I can just create a new video frame and it should be black if I don't tell it what to be there. Yep, exactly. Well, actually, it's because the chroma is subsampled. This is it's 0, 0, 0, 0, 128, 128, because we have 4 pixels of luma and 1 pixel of chroma, but 2 channels of chroma. Yeah, it always takes an image or data. But if I create a fresh image bitmap... Oh, that's right! Video encoder is a data whore. It takes anything. I totally forgot. Video encoder, you can hand it literally any data and it'll just be like, yup, good enough for me. So actually, yeah, this is easier than I thought. Because I can just make RGB frames and it'll figure it out. Oh yeah, FFmpeg, one of the most amazing things about FFmpeg is it's so impossible to get it to actually refuse any data. Like, you pass it packets that are just madness, and it's like, whatever, I'll figure it out, it'll be good enough. Oh, I need the metadata too. Do I encode the metadata? I see, it's in the packet stream here. Fine, fine. Oh, you can totally use. Actually, you know what? I was having a similar, just real annoyance with FFmpeg recently. That so like, if you have a subtitle stream that is like burned in subtitles, so like it's actually like it's a video stream, but it is actually subtitles, there is nothing you can do in FFmpeg to convince it that this is a subtitle stream, even though it does support bitmap subtitles, and it supports moving those all the way through, and it has encoders for them and everything. There's nothing you can do to say, you know what, I know you think this is a video stream, trust me, it's a subtitle stream. And in that case, it's the same kind of data, it just won't do it. That should be all that's really needed. I guess I probably am required to put an error handler, but given that this is like just to get some blank packets sort of in the fray, it doesn't matter at all. New video frame, and I just want a new uint8 array. Oh, I guess technically speaking, I don't know that... Oh, wait, this is just going to be RGB. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Where do you... Oh, wait, that's in the first case. Yeah, this... Okay, so I'll set this to... Oh, that's right. I have to set it to RGBX. RGBX! So, I need the width and height, which, oh, of course, are just in the configuration, if nowhere else. Is it dot width or dot coded width? Just width. RGBX. Oh, here is where it's coded with. Okay. Coded with. I knew there was a coded with somewhere. Coded hecht. Coded hecht. Yeah, and it does need a timestamp. Timestamp isn't actually important in this configuration. Doesn't say color space is optional, but it is. It is whether it thinks it is or not, so it's transfer. And I just need a second frame. I need two so that I have a keyframe and a delta frame in libav. No, sorry, in webcodex parlance, an iframe and a pframe in all other parlance. Blank auth dot encode blank one blank auth dot encode encoder blank two blank auth dot flush blank auth dot close. I don't think I've ever particularly tried to care about which features of NVIM I'm... Oh god, it's CMake, that's right. Why did you have to remind me? Oh, I revile CMake. Okay, that is the place where I will defend GNU to the hilt. Like, autoconf is fucking terrible, but at least it's not CMake. Is this, This is not a promise. That's very strange. Okay, whatever. Hello, Van Whitman. At least I'm here. Okay, so now I have the blank frames in this buffer, and that will be there before I start muxing anything. Now, the tricky part is when I am muxing... I suppose probably after getting these starter packets. Yeah, here we go. So it should be the same codec parameters because it's using the same doobly-doo. I don't have a lot of experience with Meson, but CMake is just like horrendous. Yeah, unsurprising, Van Whitman. I mean, last time I was streaming like the weekly game stream, couldn't even get couldn't even get onto Twitch from Firefox. So this feels like not the only place where there's an FFinit muxer. Yeah, so this is fine. This is a separate muxing issue. Okay. If it just feels really strange to say this is a good opportunity to make our. It's the only this that we had to make our. It's just a weird way for me to phrase that comment. This is a good opportunity to make our output. It's the only it had to be here. It wasn't going to be anywhere else. It had to be here. Okay, and then if we have blanc packets, one of these times I'm going to just, well, because I was making this joke with one of these times I'm going to accidentally type blanc instead of blank. Okay, so if we have blank packets, then we just have an extra stream. I think it should be safe to just push the stream. It does have codec par, and I think that this now owns the codec parameters. Either this will work or it'll crash in a spectacular way, so we'll see. I don't know whether I'm allowed to have a duplicate codec parameters. Or a non-duplicate in this case, a pointer to the same codec parameters in two separate streams. And actually, I guess right here is the time to write out the other packets. Wait. I didn't actually turn them into packets. I just tossed them straight in. That was very dumb of me. Yeah. There we go. I have to actually convert them, please. Doy. This feels a little bit duplicative. Not quite sure how to avoid this particular duplication. It's not that big of a deal. Codec par should long since be defined, right? Yeah, well, not long since. It was just defined right then, but yes. And that last argument, I believe, is the stream number, which will have to be 1. Where am I? Okay, then we push the packet, not the chunk. Oh dear. Mercurial is unfortunately Python. See? I do feel like that, in spite of being an excellent tool, that has worked against it because there's like so many layers you need before you can start actually running Mercurial, whereas Git is just written in C mostly, and gum, I don't know, it's written in blood on a mirror or something. Where does that metadata come in, actually? Oh, I guess it would just be description by this point. Okay, it goes on the codec par, so it should be fine either way. Actually, in which case, I don't care about the metadata for the blank, because I'll get it. Boy, this feels a little bit wacky. It should work. There's no reason it shouldn't. It should be the same metadata. You know what? I think I do need to make 2 codec pars. That's very annoying. Oh, that sucks. I don't want to make 2 codec pars. You can't make me. Ugh. Wait, where do I declare? Oh, right there. Okay. No, that's not where I declare codec par. Where the hell do? Why did I declare codec par up there? That's weird. Whatever. Why would it be called muon when mise-en is named for mise en place? Da 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 da. Terrible joke. Okay, so now I just need to use the correct codec par, and it should be fine. And then I just need to continue using the correct codec par all the way through. Hello, I am make jokes, Lucy. So actually, I don't need to store the blank metadata there. I can store it as extra data directly. Yeah, this is getting a little bit duplicative. I do not like duplicativeness. I believe that should just be a uint8 array. No. Oh, that's right, the description. Ugh. The hell format is the description in? Ugh. Ew. Why not be consistent, you wackadoos? That's just nasty. So why is it not named Navi or something? Oops. Oops, 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 oops. None of that. Yeah, I sliced it here just for safety's sake, but I don't actually need to slice it. But I am actually assuming that it's a uint8 array, which... What a data madness. It's an, whatever. This is pass in some extra data here. You figure it out yourself, loser. Actually fine. Copy it in. Copy it over to blanc, codec par. Okay, still disgustingly duplicative here, but as yet I haven't figured out a way to to do it better. One of these days I'm going to have to... Well, I mean, I already did come through and simplify the video recording. It's about as funny as it can be. Funny. I just... I grabbed the word funny off of the chat. It is about as funny as it can be. It's about as simple as it can be. Which is not simple by any stretch of the imagination, but nor can it be. Okay. Strings. Yes. Blanc codec bar. Same fixed time base. Otherwise, if we have allocated the Blanc codec par, but we haven't used it, then I need to codec parameters free or something. No, it wouldn't be. It would be AV free codec parameters or something. AV codec parameters free. AV. Oh yeah, that's okay. Codec parameters free JS. Blanc codec par. Okay. I think we would need a more sort of fully analog computer. There are probabilistic programming languages that are kind of in that vein, in that they expect some sort of variance or imperfection, which isn't the same as being analog, but analog sort of implies that. Okay, so if I have blank packets, then I'm just going to write them. Right, multi. The output context is out OC. Packet is something I assume I allocated eons ago, but I don't remember what variable it's in, probably PKT. Well, it's a matter of how perfectionist you are, Lucy, because if, like, there's a reason why things are digital. It's because we can tolerate errors and recover the original data in spite of the error. In a truly analog signal, you can't recover the original data, so all of the perfectionists vomit with rage at the idea of... specifically do not interleave at the idea of that. In fact, I'm going to also specifically not interleave here. Now that I have multiple tracks, I don't want it to get confused by attempting to interleave when only one of the tracks is actually doing anything. Now, the great thing about what I just made is that either it will work and there will be almost no way to determine that it worked, or it won't work and there will be almost no way to determine why it didn't work. Oh, of course, yes. Oh, I see why I did it that way. Blah, 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 blah. I don't... Here's what I do. Here's what I do. It's going to be a little bit wacky. Set this to an intentionally incorrect value just so that the next time I go around and ask, it's set. Then, when I'm done and I actually have it allocated, then I set it to the correct value. Or, to make it much simpler, I use the length as my indicator instead of the value. It's actually, it just occurred to me that it doesn't matter because we're never going to use the extra data because this second stream isn't actually going to be played. This is all pointless. Oh well. Oh, but this does still have to be async, which I think I might have already made it. Yes, okay. It's pointless, but it would feel wrong to me to have a track that can't be played because its description isn't there. Even though it's literally 2 frames of black. I've hacked the file and I've managed to figure out the description information that's needed to initialize the codec. What's the content? 2 black frames. We've done it. Okay, now this either will work or will fail in spectacular fashion. Oop, boop, boop. Well, that falls under fails spectacularly. Oh, I didn't configure that. Wow. Okie dokie. Brilliant. Fantastic work. Oop. Make before make install. Now there's a question, Lucy. Are there good substitutes for GNU Make? Because I know that there's like a fair number of BSD make files that use GNU Make extensions. Not all. And to be clear, I realize that BSD Make in like NetBSD and such is way more powerful than GNU Make, but it's also not compatible with. That is a pretty good line, isn't it? Memory access out of bounds. How did I achieve that? AV right frame. Unfortunately, since this is over a thingy, over a boundary, yeah, this is obviously not going to actually get anything. Over a boundary, over a worker boundary, it's hard to know exactly what just happened. I have the header, so I should be able to write frames. It's the only line for a GNU Make replacement. It is Picta. Yeah, I allocated the packet way before then. The output context, all you need to do is write the header and then it's ready to go. I should have the second stream there. Certainly here. Let me check that it is actually this that's doing it. Without a proper, like, given that this is on a separate worker, so it's hard to tell exactly what happened. This is the only place I can really inject that check. That's the only way I can really inject the check to determine where this is happening. Sometimes printf debugging is all you got. I really need to, so like, from the console, I obviously never touch the disgusting mouse. Ugh. But web browsing, it's often sort of not unavoidable, but it's just things aren't really designed to be used with a keyboard, which sucks. I need to understand like one of the keyboard-based UIs for, yeah, it is there, for web browsers. I mean, I guess it's possible that block packets isn't actually what I think it is. That would certainly cause issues if I'd screwed that up. No, but it should be converted correctly. I don't know why not. Yeah, this really should be fine. Let me just convince myself. Yeah, stream index. Yep. Yep. This takes libav as its first argument. But this was already here and already working. And this is asynchronous. This definitely was working. It could be this is a more modern version and I had to add something that made that asynchronous. 005. That's a highly confident version number. Yeah, I did. But that just more strongly suggests that this should be working fine. Explore what exactly these blank packets are. The killer shell. I don't know what KSH is. Oh, corn shell, right? I remember corn shell being a thing. KORN shell. I mean, it could also be that the codec par is screwed up. Unfortunately, I don't really have enough information to work with here. Yeah, because I don't have the debugging symbols. Stream index is 1. Okay. It definitely is not going to like that this has the same timestamp. That generally shouldn't cause this problem, but everything else looks good. I mean, I sure cheated the timestamp in the stupidest possible way, so probably shouldn't have done that. I really was not anticipating that the timestamp would cause issues, and I'm still not anticipating, frankly, that the timestamp would cause issues. Yeah. Don't try to have them at the same moment. These are microseconds or nanoseconds? I think they're microseconds. Because I've still got this open so I can check. This open so I can check. Microseconds. Obviously, it does not need to be an entire second later. You know what? I'm going to make it 100 milliseconds later. These are just like junk frames, so it doesn't actually matter, but it probably isn't happy for them to have just wacky timestamps. Primacy and an empty sack. Primacy in a sack is worth the sack. That's what I was trying to say. Well, still not happy, but at least this is better. Wonder if I have a debugging version floating around. Yes, I do. That will be much, much easier than trying to fight this forever. I think it's in AV Loader, almost certainly. Well, it's too bad that if I actually let any of the music I'm listening go through to the stream, I would get instant copyright strikes from everywhere because it just sounds like I'm a lunatic. Well, that sure failed. Yeah, that's... Oh, duh. Just because I have it in here doesn't mean that it's actually installed. Maybe... 54611 debug star inst baby. Now let's see if I can get a better hint as to what's happening here. AVCRC. So that usually happens. Like, I have seen this. I'm now accustomed to this exact stack trace. This usually happens due to having not written the header, so you haven't started it, but that is not the case here. Maybe with Matryoshka you're not allowed to do non-interleaved writes? I mean, I was just trying to do it a favor. let me just for giggles, let's attempt this without with interleaved writes. I really doubt that'll make a difference, but it's kind of all I have left to test. Sort of haven't made that much progress. Why is the install command so archaic? I mean, I think the better question would be, given that the install command is so bizarre and archaic, why do so many things still use it to install? Personally, I only install by creating a CPIO archive and then piping that into CPIO-vid. That's me. Yeah. Yeah, same thing. I doubt this will actually go anywhere. Yeah. I have the source map, I just don't have the source. da 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 da. It's interesting that this is so specifically within the Matryoshka stuff. It's not not generic. This is a very Matryoshka error. I am unclear on what's going on. Let me just quickly check that I haven't broken something else in some weird way. If I just don't write the blank packets, it should work. If I've busted the entire system, then I have a new problem. I guess. There can be a race condition between the allocating the codec parameters and getting to this point. It doesn't feel possible. It doesn't feel relevant anyway because I don't need the description. I shouldn't need that just to write data. I should be able to write it with no real without any understanding of what it's actually writing. Huh. So I busted stream writing entirely. It has nothing to do with the blank packets. I must have busted my codec parameters or something. Let me take some diagnostic steps here. Get a refill my drink. Okay, have I broken everything? I'm betting yes. If this doesn't work, then I'm very stuck because I just took out everything that I put in. Yeah, okay. Yeah, when it loses track of me, it just places the like. I wish that it would recenter the avatar, and it's actually due to some configuration I did that it doesn't do that. But the configuration was extremely important, so I think it's specifically like how I leave frame. Like now, if I block, yeah, there we go. Let's test a theory. I would bet it has something to do with this metadata setup. Actually, it must just have something to do with the codec par in general. I must have just effed up making the codec par because I don't remember. No, yeah, this sets up most of the codec parameters. No, that's not really it. Okay, so let's ignore extra data. Let's see if that's the problem. Oh my, this is completely wrong. It's not metadata. It's metadata.description. I hate this. I don't think this would have activated at all. Or I have no idea what the hell this would have done, because it's like inserting not a number in places. It would not have worked correctly. I think I can say that with confidence. Whatever the hell it was doing, it was not correct. I don't know how it, like, if you pass not a number into a C function that's being wrapped by Emscripten, how does it interpret that? I believe if you pass a floating point number in, it just truncates it, but not a number is, I mean, it is a floating point number, but it's not a number. I mean, even worse, it wasn't passing in not a number, it was passing in undefined. Unfortunately, TypeScript only helps so far. You run up to the edge where suddenly you don't have any type descriptions anymore, and then you just gotta sail the seas of dread. Well, this is at least a different failure. Exactly, Lucy. We're back to typeless script. I think I've mentioned this before, but I like using my case as a leg rest. But my current case, which is excellent, I love this case so much, is really, really tall. Like, it's actually higher than my chair. So my legs are kind of like, when I use my case as a leg rest, my legs are actually lifted above the above my waist, which is faintly weird. I am confused. Well, I have not yet tried just an if false around this. see whether I really just shouldn't trust that at all. I mean, Matryoshka can definitely accept multiple video streams. That much is fine. Guava. What is happening? It should really be the case that both of these are totally fine. Wait. There's something I'm forgetting. There's a reason why there are starter packets. There's starter packets because you need to do some conversion from... No, wait, that's the other side. That's in the other direction. That's demuxing. I think. Maybe. No idea why I did this as 2 lines. On a whim, I got some guava syrup, like like you would probably usually use to make cocktails, but I just mix it with soda water. It has a nice funk to it. Like often, if you get something guava flavored, they sort of take out all of that underlying, almost like fermenty funkiness that guava has. This one, it's very well balanced. Well, I now know this wasn't actually the problem. Let me just look for everywhere where codec par is touched, because the codec parameters have to be the problem. And yet, definitely not. Written the header. This is actually more than a little bit perplexing here. I don't really know what's happening. And unfortunately, I mean, I could chase down the actual line that the error is happening at. Well, you know what? I do need to chase down the line the error is happening at. Is this the right version? Not even... Wait. What's the actual version? 611. Okay, good. I might get some kind of clue. Oop. Don't know why I did Control C there. Matryoshka ink. Line. Fine, let's try 3069 first, I guess. $7.96. How can this be having an issue? It's trying to CRC something. All of my data should be, I mean, at the very least, big enough. You know what? I have a thought. I have a thought of what's happening, and if this is it, then this is arguably a bug in a bug in FFmpeg itself, or in libav itself, that is. I think that when you create it as a WebM file, which I am probably doing, no, I shouldn't be making it as a WebM file, should I? Because this is, yeah, it's a Matryoshka file. Well, in which case, just the opposite. That, well, no, it should work. Never mind. That can't be it. Because I was thinking, like, if you make a WebM file but then try and stuff two streams into it, I don't know if WebM actually accepts multiple video streams, even though it is just Matryoshka. So maybe that caused it to do something wacky, but no, that doesn't make any sense, because I'm not even making a WebM file. I'm making a Matryoshka file. The thing that clued me in is that WebM doesn't have CRCs, but Matryoshka does. They're the same except when they're not. Well, the thing that clued me in, I say, as if what I was being clued into was correct, which it wasn't, so... Create a new recording. Thank you. This obviously is still going to crash. I'm actually grasping at straws here because the diagnostic I just added is not going to help me diagnose anything. It really does feel like it's something specific to having multiple video streams, but I don't know why that would be. Matryoshka supports multiple video streams just fine, and you really shouldn't need to do anything special. Just tell it what the streams are and then write them. But, I mean, it's not like I've tried before to write multiple video streams. I doubt that I've ever tried to write multiple video streams in Matryoshka, because why would I? It's just not sort of an important enough thing to do. Yeah. That's really odd. I'm sort of unsure how to make progress here. Because either it is the creation of the stream itself, or somehow I'm making the codec parameters wrong, but I don't see how that's remotely possible, given that I'm creating them in the same way. And yeah, I've already tried blocking this out, so it doesn't have to do with whether I'm getting the extra data in, which I'm not even convinced that there would be data, that be a description associated with this stream. There's something I'm missing. I'm just going to read through the code a bit and see if I can figure out where there's something I'm missing. Timestamps aren't important. It could still be that, like, if you're not sending packets for both streams, then it gets confused. Certainly not doing that. But again, that shouldn't be the case. But it could be something very Matryoshka specific, which, you know, given that it's failing in Matryoshka, would seem pretty likely. my only suspicion is that, and it might be a bug or it might be intended but weird behavior, if you don't provide packets for each stream in every, what it sort of invents to be a chunk, then it gets confused. And so, like, when I was commenting this out, I wasn't doing any packets in stream 1, and when I was commenting the other one out, I wasn't getting any packets in stream 0. But if that was the case, then turning on interleaving would have fixed it. Well, no. If that was the case, then turning on interleaving would have delayed it, so it could still be the case. Well, I don't have a solution right now. I have hit major hurdle number 1. Hooray! Stream over.